For people, Marian, how are you?
So good.
Well, we're in the kitchen for the rest of the hour, and you know how much we love Wolfgang Puck. He'll be back in a couple weeks with today's special, which is going to be a lot of fun. But I don't care if you're a Wolfgang Puck or just a busy mom. We've got a season. We love our salt and pepper, and leave it to Wolfgang Puck to do the better mousetrap, to do the better salt and pepper meals.
So true. I love that he did a 2-pack. I love that they're gift box, that they're so beautiful, and that it makes the seasoning of our food the one-handed operation. So literally, you push the button, and you're in control. I know, right?
Isn't that the cutest thing?
And so just by turning the dial down here, you're going to be able to go from fine to coarse. So he's really thought of everything. It's such a beautiful stainless steel design. But here's the thing. We're so used to putting up with spices that live in our cabinet for far too long.
Right.
And I know my mom always had these in the cabinet. Wolfgang said, really? I said, yes. My husband's mom, so many of us. This is what we grew up thinking was great salt, and this is what we thought was okay for pepper. If you were to taste these side by side with salt and pepper that you ground yourself like this, you would never, ever go back to this. There's nobody home, no flavor left.
Hey, a couple of things. This is the only airing. I know at the bottom of your screen, who better than Wolfgang Puck to design the perfect seasonings? So ask about those from your sales and service representatives. But Rick, if you could take me on a tour. So we've got our Wolfgang Puck Blue, which we know we always love.
And I stole one.
So it is a set of 2, and as Marian indicated, they have these separate gift boxes, which are just fantastic. I think, Rick, we're calling this copper, copper in the system, purple, eggplant, steel gray, a gunmetal, red, I'm guessing, metallic red, oh, we got fancy, and then silver. And notice that they have almost kind of, actually I guess we're calling the blue navy in the system.
One navy.
Okay, so there's your navy. It's really more of a cobalt blue. We call it Wolfgang Puck Blue here at HSN. Notice that they have kind of this metallicized, really kind of luxury automobile design to it. So Marian, if I'm doing, I could do my own grinds. I could do rubs, spices.
And we've got a lot of things like chili flakes, cinnamon bits. There's lots of things you can put inside, including salt. And it's important to note that the burr part that does the grinding is ceramic. If it were metal, you would definitely not be able to put salt or in it because it would corrode. But Wolfgang thought of everything. And when you've got that cute little light in there, it's so nice, right?
It is. It really is, because maybe you're having that romantic dinner. Maybe you're like me, where I couldn't see the monitor and read off the flex pay correctly. Maybe your eyesight is not what you really think it is. It's just nice to illuminate your way and really see what we're doing. And boy, oh boy, Marian, you're right. There's such a difference between, you know, fresh ground pepper on that Caesar salad, or even, you know, one of the ones that Wolfgang does that I love? The Parmesan cheese.
Oh, I know, right?
Isn't that a good one? Good. It really is. So you could season after the fact or before the fact, before you put it in the pan too.
Sure. Or as chefs do, they season as they go along. Yeah. But what I love too is that you can make a really fine grind like what we just did here on the eggs.
Yeah, that's nice.
Or simply by turning the dial on the bottom. See the lines, they get taller as you get towards a coarser grind.
Okay.
So all you do is turn it to get to, there's a little arrow here, turn it to the dial. So as I go this way, it gets bigger, and then the other way it gets smaller. So your grind will get quite a bit larger, depending on what you want.
So you can actually even hear that the grind is a little larger, a little more coarse. So the good news is we've got your color of choice. That is not always the case when Wolfgang is here. Start thinking ahead to holiday gift giving. Definitely a gift for yourself. If you have someone, loved ones in your family like mine who do have arthritis, I remember those old wooden pepper mills, and for someone like my mom, she would never be able to use something like that. I love that wonderful push button compatibility, so you don't even have to think about turning the doggone thing.
Exactly, and you know what? When you season your food freshly, it tastes better. If you love food in a restaurant but not at home, you're probably not seasoning it correctly. And also, when you're seasoning something like a chicken breast, you want to season one side and then you have to flip it over. Well, if you've got one of the pepper mills that you're trying to do this thing with, you've got 2 hands that are not sanitary, so to be able to use one hand is great. And if you've been putting up with pepper mills that you buy like this that has the plastic burrs, you're never going to get more than halfway through that expensive pepper because the plastic burrs just break. So this is really, I mean, it's just not a great answer. And this is so beautiful. You deserve this in your kitchen.
You know, just the esoterics of it. It just, you feel like you're in your own little restaurant when you have something like this. So that alone really does make you feel little more professional. I mean, certainly none of us are a Wolfgang Puck. They broke the mold with Wolf, that's for sure. But when you use something like this, it does kind of elevate that experience, whether it's just salt in that steak or that hamburger before you put it in the pan for kids, or whether it's putting it out in that Caesar salad. There's something that creates kind of that ambiance, but then also gives you that precise grind that I think is so important too.
It does. And then that there's two that are each individually gift box, that's what's so great, because you can take one for you and then give one away. But the gift boxing is beautiful. It's such a wonderful thing at this price to get several of.
It really is.
Because you can give it at any time.
You really
once people have tasted the fresh, they'll never go back.
No, they really won't. And here's an example. This is what that gift box packaging looks like. There's such a cachet associated with Wolfgang Puck. It really is bow and go. In fact, I love what he does with his gift box packaging. A lot of times I won't even wrap it, just because when people see the name Wolfgang Puck, they know they're in for a great experience. And this is that one-size-fits-all gift, because Marianne, whether you know somebody's food allergies or their tolerances or what they like to cook, or even if they don't like to cook, we can all agree we like the season.
Absolutely. And if you've ever had, if you've ever wondered how fresh could taste, just give it a try. Or like I said, if you love food in your favorite restaurant but not at home, it's probably that you're not using something that's fresh.
You're right.
If it's been in the grocery store shelf in its ground form, remember, ground spices lose all their wonderful aroma and volatile oils so quickly, but when you have the whole peppercorn in here and you grind it fresh, the taste, the smell is amazing. And you've elevated your food just by doing that simple little step.
You know, honestly, it's even to smell that fresh ground pepper, it's just making my mouth kind of water. So it's such a great experience, a wonderful price. It's 2 for 1 for all intents and purposes, and it's less than $8, $7.49 on FlexPay. So Marianne, will we see you throughout the day?
We'll be back.